I don't think that you hate the way you look on camera. I hear that from people all the time. I hate the way I look. I hate the way I look on camera. I don't think that's what it is. I think you hate the way you think other people are going to think about how you look on camera. Do you see how those are two very different things? Because if the problem is really about how you look, if it's really about your appearance, then explain to me how there are tens of thousands of people doing videos, going viral, getting clients, building these huge successful businesses, making great money. And last time I checked, they're not supermodels. They're not. So what I want you to realize is that your ideal client is not focusing on your looks. They're not choosing to work with you because they think you're attractive. They're choosing to work with you because they believe you get them, you understand them. There's a connection. What you say relates. They believe you can solve the problem they're trying to solve. Okay. So let's just do this. Let's pretend for just a second that you're right. Let's just pretend that you really don't look good on camera. So what? So what? Seriously, so what? What are you afraid is going to happen? Because that's the real question. It's likely underneath the camera question. I don't think it is about appearance. I think it is about judgment. We fear judgment from other people. Maybe you think that you're too old to be doing video, or that you've gained weight, or that your hair is just not right, or it's too much gray, or maybe it's not professionally colored or professionally styled, or it's straight and it should be curly, or it's curly, it should be straight. Like we always want what we don't have, right? Maybe you're worried about your wrinkles or your spun spots or your freckles, or I don't know. Maybe it's not about any of that. Maybe what you're worried about is that somebody's going to leave a mean comment and you're not quite sure you can handle it, or you don't quite know how you're going to respond. Maybe you're worried that people aren't going to take you seriously. Maybe you're worried that it's going to impact your brand in some way. All of those things, that's the fear. It's not the video. It's not the camera. The camera is just what's helping expose the fear. That's where the fear shows up. Let me ask you this. Who is the person who spends the most amount of time looking at your face? Yep, it's you, right? Your audience is not looking at you the same way you look at you. You know where all the flaws are, so you see them that fast. But they're not pausing the video and scanning to see if they can see all of that, right? They're listening. They're wondering, is this person going to be able to help me? Not this person be a model. They're not thinking that, right? They're thinking, do I trust this person? So building trust has very little to do with how you look. Now, I will say this, because I think we need to call this out. If there are things that you do that make you feel more confident, then you should do them. So if it makes you feel better to have your hair done, or to have your makeup, or to wear a certain shirt, or you want better lighting, or maybe you adjust your camera angle, or get a new camera, because those things really do, if they really matter, heck, you know what? No judgment from me. I use them. Use a filter. Filters are amazing these days. They can soften your skin. They can add makeup and eyelashes and eyeliner and all sorts of things. But all of that is not because you have to, not because you need those things, but because they help remove the excuse between, or not between, whether or not you show up. They remove that because confidence matters. Perfection does not. Don't worry about perfection. I used to be the person that worried about perfection. For years, plural. I scripted out every video that I did. I memorized them. I recorded them. I rehearsed. I would edit. Oh my gosh, it just makes me sick thinking about how many hours I spent. I would spend easily 5 or 6 hours on one 10-minute video. It was out of control. But I felt like everything had to be perfect, especially because I was in this business. My hair had to be perfect, my makeup, my clothes, my jewelry, my nails, all of it. And I hated doing videos. I'm teaching people to do videos and I hate doing them. It was a real problem. And then one random Saturday, I was giving my dog a bath and I was inspired. I don't know, from wherever it comes from. I don't even remember what the video was about, but I was inspired and I just did a quick video right there in the bathroom. All the worst possible. It was the worst background. It was horrible lighting. It was like yellow. You know how bathrooms can be yellow. The sound was all echoey. I was wearing a ratty t-shirt. It was wet in places because of the bath. My hair was up in a messy bun, and not like the cute messy buns, but like the messy bun that is like, I'm not leaving the house. Like I'm not, I won't even go to Walmart this way. It was, it was so far from being polished. It wasn't even funny. And I know, you know what I'm going to say here probably, because I'm building up to it. That video took off. Oh my gosh, so many views. And not because I look like a train wreck, not because people are like, why does she look so bad? I got to figure this out. No, it was because I wasn't trying so hard. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I was just being me. And that's the day that everything changed for me as it relates to video. So I'm sharing this because I want it to change for you, right? All those people that were commenting and liking that video, they weren't connecting with perfection. They were connecting with my authenticity. This was the real me. Now, do I have days where I don't like how I look? Yeah, absolutely. Most of us do. Maybe models. I don't know. I don't know many models. Maybe they're the only ones that don't think that. But I don't let that thought dictate whether or not I'm going to record a video. Because when I'm getting ready to do a video, I'm not thinking about my hair or my makeup or my skin or any of that. I'm thinking about the person on the other end of that camera, the person who's watching or going to watch this video, and she needs to hear what I have to say. It's going to solve a problem for her. Like this video is maybe solving a problem for you. Because if I don't record that video because I'm worried about how I look, she never gets that message. That's what keeps me showing up. And that's what I want for you. I want you to focus on the thing that matters. Your ideal client, they love you for who you are and how you help them, not anything else. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, that meant avoiding danger, like saber-toothed tigers. Today, it means avoiding discomfort. Your brain's going to do anything it can to keep you comfortable. So your brain is asking, how do we avoid feeling vulnerable today? How do we stay small? And you don't have to believe what your brain tells you. You don't have to believe every thought that pops into your head. That first time I heard that, it was like, what? So I had somebody, May was her name, actually had me name the voice in my head. Her name is Gertrude. She looks like Roz from that cartoon show with the monsters. Anyway, when she starts talking, when I first learned this, she was talking a lot, very loud, very nasty. And I learned to say to her, Gertrude, if you can't be helpful, you need to go get a coffee and come back when you can. Like, I appreciate your opinion, but you're not in charge today. I'm not letting you derail me. She does not get to decide whether or not I'm going to show up and help people today. So I encourage you to consider doing that. Because here's the deal. If you keep waiting until you lose weight, waiting until you get different hair, better clothes to finally feel confident, you're going to be waiting a long time. And I want to encourage you, please stop waiting, because your ideal client, they are going to love you and they need the message that you're putting out into the world. They're not deciding whether or not you're beautiful enough to help them. They're deciding whether or not they trust you enough to help them. And trust it doesn't require perfection or beauty. It just requires you to show up and be you.